I give Ohio State fans a very hard time. My jokes about being 4-0 and 31-0 and choke artists and stuff like that. You got to be fair and let people get their time in to say what they got to say. That's what makes sports fun. The sports wouldn't be as big if it wasn't for the fans. I used to remember when people said, "Oh, we lost." You weren't out there playing, but if it wasn't for fans, you wouldn't have teams because fans pay for the tickets. That provides the money for the athletes, the schools, the NFL, and them to get it. So, man, and that's why you got a talk show. I'm sure if you were talking about painting walls, I don't think it would be as joyful as it. So, man, I have to call and say congratulations to all the Buckeye fans that I know and out there. I just talked to one and told me, congratulations. It's going to be a very good game between Alabama and Ohio State. So I can't wait to see it.
Interesting to kind of match up the programs, and I posted a video about this maybe a year ago because there's no doubt Clemson fans have been able to pump the chest and stick it out and pound it and say 4-0. That's all we need to say, 4-0. And Ohio State, as you can acknowledge, has had overall a better legacy all time. So, but Clemson has had, and still, even after tonight's game, still has the series lead. So they can always brag about that. And it's just fun to go back and forth.
Clemson's near to my heart because of what they did for my family. I know a lot of people say, well, I don't understand that because you didn't grow up in the household that I grew. I know what Danny Ford and Ken Anderson did for people coming from a lower class black background and how that helped them out and stuff like that. So Clemson's always going to be near to my house. Yes, I went East Carolina, but I've always been a Clemson fan. Now I even told you, if you asked up Ohio State and Clemson throughout history, Ohio State probably have a winning record. I mean, they don't play that much. Clemson don't really play anybody in the Big Ten. I think Clemson has a winning record against the Big Ten. But they never really played Big Ten teams. It rarely happens. They mostly stay in the southeast part of the state of the country, and that's who they play. They don't really go outside the southeast. So they have it's a rare encourage. They play each other. If you line up Ohio State, they have a better history. I don't care if you talk about the Polaris or recently Clemson's been on a hot streak. There's some things that they're going to have to change the next couple of years. Get better in the back end, the secondary, and stuff like that. And there's no excuse for Clemson losing. Ohio State played a better game. But when people say Dabo shouldn't have said, they only played 6 games. See, we didn't see this out of Ohio State. See what I'm saying? Like we know who Olave and all them other guys are. But what you saw tonight, Clemson might not have seen on tape the last couple of years because I think the tight ends tonight only had 20 catches, and all of a sudden, the tight ends were the biggest factor. I know Olave and those other guys played well, but that's what Dabo was talking about. And some of the people run off like, oh, you're just being disrespectful. Ohio State, Alabama, and Clemson has been the 3 best programs over the last since the new college football system has started.
Yep.
They've been the best 3 programs. Florida State, LSU, they have 1-1. Ohio State has 1. I think Clemson has 2, and Alabama has 3. But those 3 teams, and this new system has been the most consistent team. And you look at the recruiting stuff, everybody knows Ohio State has one of the best programs, one of the best young coaches out there. I don't think Dabo was being disrespectful. He was just making a point that, they didn't have that much film on this current Ohio State team. Because there was stuff that I've seen out of Ohio State I admit I haven't seen all year.
DeAndre,
he went off.
Don't give Alabama too much credit. It's 2 for Alabama, 2 for Clemson, 1 Ohio State, 1 LSU during the playoffs.
Oh, okay. Florida State got 1, right? No, Florida State was the hostess, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but but hey, at the end of the day, Mark, like you said, it's about fun. There's no excuses. I hate when I see on television or the internet when fans are getting thought about other fans over their team losing or or get punched out or